Hey everyone, Storm Chaser Ethan B here, and welcome back to my channel. We've reached the end of another storm season, and 2025 was a historic year. Whether it was Category 5 Hurricane Melissa in the Caribbean, or breaking the EF5 tornado drought, it was an incredible year for the record books. My perspective from central Indiana was a bit different than the rest of the nation, but the year still offered me a number of storm chasing adventures. So join me as we look back on those adventures, including footage never posted here before, success, failure, and surprises. This is Storm Season 2025, my perspective of a historic year. The storm season came roaring in on March 14th, as a widely advertised tornado outbreak began to erupt from the Ozarks to the Ohio Valley. Although multiple strong tornadoes occurred even into southern Indiana, my part of the state got more of the wind damage side of things. We had strong winds, but overall, the storm failed to meet my expectations. Just days later, another severe weather risk gave me hope for some redemption. A promising tornado risk was expected in central Illinois.
Looking off in the direction of a thunderstorm, severe thunderstorm warning now, and this one has a tornado possible tagline.
But as the storms moved into Indiana, they became a largely disorganized cluster with a few embedded circulations. That night, I was able to intercept an ominous shelf cloud, and storms did produce small hail in the area. But as a whole, this experience left me feeling dissatisfied. Another failed opportunity for a severe weather intercept. However, we were in the midst of an incredible stretch for severe weather, and another outbreak of severe thunderstorms was expected on March 30th. And this time, it was taking aim on Indiana.
Indiana has more severe weather coming up. We have actually a significant severe weather threat coming in tomorrow, March 30th, 2025, active start to the year. And this is going to bring a variety of hazards, significant damaging winds, very large hail, and perhaps even significant tornadoes.
The day arrived, and with it came instability, wind shear, and an organized storm system sweeping the Midwest. Storms clustered into an organized MCS, and by mid-afternoon, an expansive squall line was advancing through Indiana. I raced to get ahead of the storm, a dark rain core looming on the horizon, above which a racing shelf cloud was headed right for me. The storm was moving fast, and I got hit by 60-mile-per-hour crosswinds as it came overhead.
Battling some pretty fierce crosswinds here. My God, dude, we are going in. Yeah, hitting.
I pulled over at a gas station and witnessed the receding end of this beautiful storm, as winds died down and lightning flashed across the sky.
That was some strong wind. We got wind damage reports coming in actually out of some surrounding counties, so would not be surprised.
It was a fun chase, my first direct intercept of a severe storm that year, and it wouldn't be the last. April 2nd was a weird day. Featuring another destructive tornado outbreak over the Mid-South, this event was originally supposed to include central Indiana.
Perimeter space is quite high. This is a dangerous environment. This is a dangerous situation developing here.
And morning forecast looked ominous, with models showing numerous tornadic supercells moving through the state. But forecasting complications arose when the mid-level wave that was supposed to trigger these supercells failed to form. Indiana was left with another nighttime squall line, with tornadoes in the south and little in the way of severe weather up here. So far, it had been a rather disappointing season for me. But even in the lull in severe weather during late spring, I knew more storms would be looming on the horizon. Severe weather came back in a big way for Indiana on May 16th, featuring an incredible outbreak over southern Indiana.
A volatile environment is going to develop featuring plains-like conditions, a strong EML, massive instability, and a really significant increase in loadable wind shear.
Although, yet again, I wasn't able to make it down to the tornadoes to the south, a squall line brought destructive winds into central Indiana. The storms moved through, but something even more amazing was waiting behind them. As I watched, the most incredible sunset of my life unfolded above me, consuming the sky on the backside of ongoing severe and tornadic storms.
Unbelievable. A modest sunset. Oh my gosh.
It was truly remarkable, even otherworldly. It was a dramatic display of the dichotomy of nature, spectacular beauty and peace behind storms capable of such destructive power. Severe storms continued into the night in Indiana and areas southward, as crews worked to restore power in the affected areas.
A strong thunderstorm will impact southwestern Wabash, southern Cass, and southern Miami counties through 9:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At 8:55 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Doppler radar was tracking a strong thunderstorm 8 miles southwest of Walton, or 11 miles southwest of Grissom Air Force Base, moving east at 35 miles per hour.
In storm chasing, sometimes it's not about getting the most intense storm. Sometimes it's just sitting back and enjoying the peace of an ordinary thunderstorm.
Actually to the north now. Wow. Ooh, that was a good strike. It was just that the camera pointed the wrong direction.
Sure, I had missed all the tornadoes in Indiana to this point in the year. But if you measure your success only by tornadoes, you'll rarely be happy. The simplicity of a normal thunderstorm helps to remind you of nature's wide-ranging beauty. As usual, June revived Indiana's storm season further, and the middle of the month saw an unexpected sequence of storm-chasing success. It all began on June 18th, as an enhanced risk for severe weather took direct aim on the Hoosier State. A fairly high-end tornado watch was issued by the Storm Prediction Center, and during the afternoon, an organized line of severe thunderstorms was approaching. I went in for an intercept in rural northern Indiana, and was met by a dark wall of rushing rain sweeping over the landscape.
Okay, we're going green here. It's coming in fast.
Our storm's moving in from central Indiana, and this one is coming in fast, southern parts of Miami County. Look at that. It is blasting in. Strong winds.
Very strong. Very strong winds. Moving through northern Indiana. Got a severe thunderstorm warning now.
It was another successful intercept, but little did I know that an even greater adventure was waiting the next day. June 19th, short-range models suggested an environment which was conditionally supportive of miniature supercells. Even with this in mind, I didn't expect much as I went out to check some developing storms in northern Indiana. But then, as I watched, the disorganized storm underwent a major change in character. Lightning picked up, and the swirling cloud base was evident. This was a full-fledged mini supercell. I followed it southeastward, chasing it through several counties as it maintained a small but persistent wall cloud.
The storm has intensified. It now has a strong thunderstorm advisory on it, and we are approaching it. The structure is still present, and a dense precipitation core is on the backside.
It was unexpectedly well formed, complete with an RFD clear slot, and it even had a rainbow in front of it by the time it reached western Grant County.
I mean, this is just beautiful.
I was in love with this storm, a captivating sky decorating one of the most beautiful parts of Indiana. But as this cell died off, additional storms to the north caught my attention. I positioned ahead of one, and over the course of minutes, I witnessed this storm's incredible evolution. Before my eyes, the storm morphed into a well-formed shelf cloud, presenting the most amazing storm structure of the season. I was in awe, and as I stood before this incredible sight, I was reminded about what happiness feels like to me. It was my most successful sequence of consecutive chasing days this year. 3 storms in 2 days, each with unique and beautiful characteristics. It was my favorite sequence of this active year. Not every chase can be successful. On July 19th, a low-wind severe weather risk set up over Indiana. It wasn't looking particularly impressive, but when a small supercell developed over Wabash County, I went out for an intercept.
This may be the backside of the storm, actually. I'm late for that. Probably, diminished pretty quickly after that anyway.
The storm was always enticing, showing a small but well-defined hook echo as it moved slowly northeastward. My chase experienced many hurdles, including closed roads and small towns which obstructed my path. I finally caught up to the storm northeast of Churubusco, near the town of Swan, Indiana.
Oh my. That is a scuddy base.
But by this time, the cell had become outflow dominant and dissipated. It was an unpleasant moment of defeat. In a season where I felt like I missed so many other storms, I had traveled 150 miles to see disorganized clouds.
Oh. Dirt road.
But as any chaser knows, there will be many days like this in your storm chasing career. So keep your chin up and try to enjoy the ride. The second half of summer saw the storm season wind down over my state, with a persistent ridge of high pressure precluding any more significant events. A couple of local chase days remained, some of them at day.
That is a big core right there.
And some of them at night. But the season just seemed to shut off in late summer, as we traded active severe weather days for extreme drought, which persists as of the making of this video. But even as the storm season sputtered to a halt, adventures outside of weather continued. In late October, the Indiana leg of the Team Dominator Tour came to my home state, and local chasers flocked to the opportunity. In the town of Wabash, we had the chance to hear a live presentation from Reed Timmer, one of the most inspirational storm chasing figures of our generation.
And it definitely makes life a lot more fun and exciting when you love what you do. So thank you for having me here in Wabash, Indiana. Never stop.
It was a great night, and I remain thankful for the opportunity. And then on November 11th, a major geomagnetic storm hit Earth, and many people across America were witness to a tremendous aurora display.
Holy crap. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Captivating curtains of light waved across the night sky, and it became the best night of aurora photography I've had so far. It was an undoubtedly beautiful conclusion to the year's experiences. Storm season 2025 is over. It leaves behind a memorable legacy set during periods of significant severe weather activity. But as with 2024, for me, it felt like my experiences were disproportionately poor. It felt like I missed out on so many experiences. But then again, Indiana really didn't have a great season overall. Although our tornado numbers were well above average, outside of May 16th, most tornadoes occurred as weak circulations embedded in lines, and with the late summer inactivity and drought, it left me feeling disappointed. But I'm thankful for what I did experience, a range of adventures from supercell chases to space weather spectacles. And your continued support has been very valuable to me. With so many more successful chasers out there, I'm extremely grateful for your engagement with my channel. And as always, the coming years will see me break out into greater adventures, capturing storms from around the nation, producing exciting new projects, and sharing it all with you. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in storm season 2026.